going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City transfer update. We're rolling out daily Manchester City transfer updates throughout all of the summer transfer window for you guys to look forward to and enjoy. So if you want to stay up to date every single day on YouTube with all the latest Manchester City transfer news, make sure you have subscribed to my channel. It is free. Social media links, they're in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and search for me and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Also, don't forget TikTok link in the description if you want to go and follow me on there. Do leave a thumbs up. 300 likes once more is the like goal. And finally, do let me know your thoughts, what you make of these transfers in the comments below. So we're going to crack on with this video. We're going to start off with the outs. And we've got the very latest on Joshua Wilson-Esbrand. Now, it has been reported by Alan Nixon yesterday that Preston North End wanted to make an 11th hour bid for him to join them on loan instead of joining Reims over in France. Well, Preston North End, too late to the party because Joshua Wilson-Esbrand has joined Reims on a season-long loan for the season, so I wanted to wish him the very best of luck in France and hope Joshua goes and smashes it. As I said, PNE did want to make a late move, but it hasn't worked out. Sid in the mud. Funny. Anyway, moving on to the final story of the Alps. We've got the very latest on Kyle Walker, and this is very interesting. I think something to keep an eye on now. Florian Plettenberg has said that the plan is for Kyle Walker not to play on Wednesday against Bayern Munich. So it'll be interesting to see if he does play or not. Might give us a little bit of an indication about where this deal is at and how talks have gone so far this week. Talks are going to be taking place between Manchester City and Bayern Munich in Japan to discuss a fee for Kyle Walker to join Bayern Munich. It's believed that Kyle Walker has told Manchester City and he has told Pep Guardiola he wants to leave the club and he wants to sign for Bayern Munich. So we'll see what happens with regards to that. Florian Plettenberg is saying that a deal is getting ever closer every single day for Kyle Walker to become a Bayern Munich player. So I think that's something certainly to keep my eyes and ears open for. And when I do get the developments on that, of course, I will keep you guys up to date. So it looks like it's going to be a big week here for Kyle Walker leaving Manchester City. Or not, we'll see. Now, moving on to the ins, we've only got one story to speak about. It came out yesterday, just after I'd uploaded my video, of course. It happens, okay? So, anyway, we've got the very latest on Michael Olise over at Crystal Palace, and a new name, not just for this window, but to Manchester City. We've not been linked in the past up until the last 24 hours. Now, Fabrizio Romano says that both Manchester City and Chelsea are interested in signing the Crystal Palace midfielder, apparently available for a release clause of £35 million. He can cover on right wing, he can cover through the middle, so he is versatile, so that would suit Manchester City. He's English, 21 years old, represented France at under 21 level. He hasn't declared for a country as of yet of who he's going to represent at an international level, so I imagine that will have some impact on what his value would be, in particular if he's playing for a Premier League club. But he is Premier League proven in the last season, grabbing a couple of goals and an impressive 10 assists as well. So I would like to know your thoughts of Michael Olise potentially joining Manchester City in the comments below. Now, Fabrizio Romano did mention something very interesting, and he said that Olise picked up an injury last month, and both Chelsea and Manchester City want to speak with Crystal Palace and get clearer instructions about his injury, how serious that is, what the recovery time is, what that injury is, and of course it'll, I presume, his medical history of his injury records as well, because if you are going to be releasing his clause, £35 million, it is still a lot of money. Yeah, Chelsea and Manchester City can afford it, and it is water off a duck's back, but £35 million to invest in a player who's 21 years old, who's had a good season with Crystal Palace, is still a good amount of money. And before you want to invest any money in any player, you want to make sure you know what you are buying, because otherwise it could become bad investment. It's bad for business. It's not how Manchester City do things. So it'll be interesting to see what Crystal Palace say to both Chelsea and Manchester City in terms of this transfer. Is this a transfer that Man City are just interested in but not actively pursuing? As I said, the first hurdle is always interest from Manchester City. So that hurdle done and dusted. The next hurdle is Manchester City going to shore up this interest for Michael Olise and decide to push this transfer to the next level? And that could come in the form of opening up discussions either with his entourage, the player's entourage, or with Crystal Palace themselves, or both. It has happened before with both parties being contacted by Manchester City. So it'll be interesting and certainly something to keep my eyes and ears open for. But Man City obviously looking here, actively exploring wide players, attacking players to help potentially replace Riyad Mahrez, but also players that can help cover through the middle, because we do look just a little bit short when it comes to central midfielders. Yes, we've got Phil Foden that can go in there and help cover there, but I presume this would be another player acting for Manchester City. If Phil Foden does get an injury, you've got another player to rely upon who can sit on the wing, who can go through the centre, who's obviously good with his distribution, good with his passing, good with getting his assists, 10 assists for Crystal Palace last season as well. To me, sounds like a good bit of business this for Manchester City. Now, Fabrizio Romano did say that Olise is only one of 3 players on Manchester City's wish list, so I'm wondering who the other 2 may be. I can speculate and put some names out there with who we've already been linked with, including Barcola, over at Lyon as well. You've also got that Rayan Cherki as well that we've been linked with over at Lyon, or a couple of names that's been put out there. Gabri Viega is another player I know that has been of interest to Manchester City, available for 40 million euros with his release clause. So you are looking at around that 35, 40 million pound mark that Man City may be willing to spend when it comes to bringing in a winger who can also occupy potentially in attacking midfield and in central midfield as well. So I'd be very surprised if Gabri Viega's name's not being put out there. Remember, any move that is made by Manchester City when it comes to these attacking midfielders who can play out wide and through the middle will rely upon Riyad Mahrez leaving Manchester City. That transfer is nearly done and dusted. We've not had any update on that since he's completed his medical, so I presume that all the paperwork or all the I's are getting dotted and all the T's are being crossed, ready for the paperwork to be submitted and for that to be officially announced for Riyad Mahrez to join Al Ahly over in Saudi Arabia. And if it's rumours are believed, over in Saudi Arabia they're working on a very complex, very expensive world record transfer for Kylian Mbappe to go to Saudi Arabia. So some serious moves being made in Saudi Arabia, but Manchester City firmly looking at using that Riyad Mahrez money to sign a replacement, and Michael Olise could well be that player that Man City choose to replace Riyad Mahrez with. So would love to know your thoughts of that in the comments below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you are new around here. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Also, don't forget social media links. They're in the description below and sliding across at the bottom of the screen if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. TikTok link also in the description if you want to go and follow me on there. And also don't forget to leave a thumbs up. 300 likes is the aim. And I'll see you guys religiously again tomorrow for the next daily Manchester City transfer update. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.